What's going on, guys? It's Swimzyy here and welcome back to a brand new Warframe video. In today's video I'm going to show you what Baro has brought for this rotation. Baro Teer is currently on the Orcus relay on Pluto and we're just going to see what he's brought for this week, what stuff you should get, what stuff you should avoid. Now this rotation is the 26th of January and we're just going to see what he has. If you did like this video, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing, as all of that good stuff helps me out, and let's get into it. Alright, so let's see what Baro has brought this week. Now, okay, we have a scrolling again. I'm not going to even try to attempt that word. Become a student of Javi. This scrolling is based on Drusus Laverian's Records of Lavos. So it's a lore-based item, and yeah, it does cost quite a bit, but if you are into lore, or just want to pick this up, then it's available for the next 2 days. Moving on, we have the Lunar Renewal Dragon emblem, and it's just a nice emblem for your Warframe. And honestly, it's not the worst emblem in the game. There are definitely a few that are lacking, but this one definitely looks a lot better than the other ones. As I said though, it is an emblem, so it's a decorative piece for your Warframe, and you don't really need it, so I would stay away from this. Next we have Scattering Inferno, plus 60% heat, plus 60% status chance for shotguns. It's actually a pretty decent mod if you want to deal heat and status chance for status-based weapons, or if you just want to incorporate this into your build. Overall, it's a pretty decent mod. I would recommend picking this mod up. Moving on, we have Primed Charged Shell, plus 165% electricity for shotguns. This, in my opinion, is a must-have, probably one of the better mods that he's brought this week. I would definitely recommend picking this one up. Then we have Primed Flow. Actually, scratch that. This is the best mod he's brought for this week. Second would be the Primed Charged Shell. You get plus 185% energy max for Warframes. It is very versatile, it's very good, and I would highly recommend picking this mod up because it just makes Warframe that much easier. Then we have Prisma Arrows, probably the most useless thing that he has brought in this rotation. It is literally just an arrow skin. If you like it, obviously you can pick it up, but it gives you no benefit whatsoever. It is just a skin with the Prisma effect. Moving on, we have the Stalker Beacon. This beacon allows you to lure the Stalker out of hiding. It is a one-time use gear item that can only be used in locations where the assassin would normally appear. This is a good way to get the Hate Scythe, the Despair Throwing Knives, and the Dread Bow that drop from the Stalker. Also, there is the Smoking Body Ephemera, which is pretty good. If you do need those weapons, then this is the time to farm them. Then we have the Teer Raza Sindana, probably one of the worst looking Sindanas in the Teer rotation, but it is what it is. If you do like it, it is available. Then we have the Zylock. Now the Zylock is a pretty trash weapon, but it is unique. Only Baro Teer sells it. But now that there is a Zylock Prime, this weapon's kind of useless. I mean, the Zylock Prime isn't actually that good, but it is still better than the standard Zylock, so yeah, I'd only recommend picking this up if you need Mastery XP from it. Then we have the Taxon Desert Camo Skin, a pretty generic desert skin for the Taxon. And yeah, it's alright, it's nothing that good about it. The Taxon is pretty good, and yeah, this skin, I just wish it was a little bit better. Then we have the Teer Cornu Diadem. Yeah, I'd stay away from this unless you want to look like a unicorn, I guess. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's not for me. I don't think it's for anyone, but it is very expensive. Then we have the Prisma Kavat Glyph, just a glyph of a Kavat. It's just a glyph, nothing more, nothing less. Then we have the Sema Luxem Ornament. Baro Teer brings around these ornaments, and this one is currently on rotation. It's alright, it's nothing really special. It is a dojo/orbiter decoration, so if you do want it, then obviously pick it up. It's available right now. Same with the Mad Luxem Ornament. This is another ornament that Baro brings. This one's different though, because you could use it as like a pedestal, so I might pick this one up if I was a new player, but yeah, you already have the Pedestal Prime and the Pedestal Umbra, so if you do want it, it is available right now. Then we have Prime Smite Corrupted, times 1.55 damage to Corrupted for melees. This is actually a pretty good mod, because you deal extra damage to the Corrupted faction. Now, if you put this on the melee weapon and verse any other faction, it will not increase your damage, but if you verse the Corrupted faction, it will help you out tremendously. I would highly recommend picking this mod up, not just because it is a primed mod, but because it's actually very useful. Then we have the Prisma Latron shoulder plate, got a Prisma effect, a Prisma color scheme. It's alright. Then we have the Prisma Latron chestplate, which looks a whole lot better. Same Prisma scheme and Prisma effect. It's too bulky for my taste, but it is actually pretty good. Then we have the Prisma Latron leg plates, which are probably the best thing about this set. They just look really good, in my opinion. So yeah, out of all the pieces in the set, I would highly recommend picking up the leg plates. Honestly, the shoulder plate is a bit sad because there's only one of them compared to 2 leg plates, but it is what it is. The full Prisma Latron set is currently available. Then we have the Prisma Lotus emblem, another emblem for your Warframe, and it's pretty hard to see, but if I go on an angle, there we go. It actually doesn't look too bad. The colors are pretty nice, and you can make some decent fashion out of this. Then we have the Archwing Articular, a posable scale model of your Archwing loadout. So yeah, whatever Archwing you're using, if you have this in your dojo/orbiter, you'll be able to see it from a different point of view. It's not really that good, but it's pretty unique. Then we have the dual sword Lemnas skin. Yeah, I'm just gonna say a big no because it is a skin. If it was a weapon, it'd be a different story, but look at the price for this skin. It just doesn't look that good in my opinion. Then we have the Void Trader color palette. Now, I have a similar one called Evanescence, which is pretty good, but this Void Trader color palette is alright if you want some blues, some dark greens, some browns, and some lighter blues. It is not the best color palette that Baro can bring, but I'm still going to pick it up nonetheless. Then we have the Weaver Fighter decoration, a Corpus Fighter from Railjack as a posable decoration. It's alright, it's got a nice effect from their shield. And yeah, if you want to make a mural out of Railjack ships fighting each other, I guess, then this would be a perfect decoration for it. Or if you're interested in lore, you might as well pick up one of these. Next, we have the Veracruz, which is actually a pretty decent war fan. Now, war fans don't get a lot of love, but they are still pretty good. And to top it all off, this was the free weapon that you got if you watched the Deviri Paradox TennoCon livestream. So, yeah, if you missed that live stream, then you can pick these up now, but they are going to be a lot more expensive than obviously getting it for free. Overall, they're pretty good. You can get some mastery out of them. Then we have the Teer Reverence ephemera, a pretty decent ephemera, if I'm being honest. Every time you move, it pulses the ground. I would highly recommend picking this one up because it is relatively new. For the next 4, we have the Lunar Renewal Rabbit, the Lunar Renewal Ox, which you can't really see, but it is this here. Then we have 2 Lunar Renewal Tigers, one which is like that, and like this. I would not recommend picking these up just because they look a bit basic and they are sigils and emblems. I don't really use sigils and emblems, so I can't really have a say in this, but for me, it's pretty useless. Even though they are fairly cheap on the credit side, 55 ducats is very expensive, so I would stay away from these emblems if I was you, but it is all personal preference. Second to last, we have the Feypath ephemera, the Autumn Leaf ephemera, and I would highly recommend picking this up if you don't have it. It is very, very cheap, and even though it is a bit basic, it still looks pretty good. Finally, we have the Sands of Inaros blueprint. This allows you to play the Sands of Inaros quest to get the Warframe Inaros. Now, apparently, Inaros is getting a rework in the latest dev stream, but until then, Inaros isn't that good. The quest, however, is very good. I would highly recommend you check that out, and if you want to progress through the game, then you need to do this quest. It is very good, and it's only available through Baro Teer. Alrighty guys, well that is everything Baro has brought for this week. Please let me know down below your favorite item that he's brought. For me, it would have to be between primed flow and primed charged shell. Those primed mods are just way too good to pass up. Let me know what your thoughts are on this rotation down below. As always, please like, share, and subscribe as it always helps me out. Thank you all so much for the recent support on my latest videos. It really does mean a lot to me. As always, if there's anything I can improve on, anything you want to see in future videos, please let me know down below. That being said, it's been Swim, guys. Later.